All right, so let's share the screen and then we can get started. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us from wherever you're connected. Unfortunately, on Instagram Live, I won't be able to share my screen, but I'm going to communicate on the same platform as much as I can. So for those who are joining us for the first time, you don't know what Club EFI is or what we do. We're actually a financial club, and just recently, we already had the how will I call it, the plan to evolve into a multi-purpose cooperative society where we are able to then expand to more people, more reach, and then we can also solicit funds publicly so long as you're a cooperator. And we're already having that plan. So our fintech app that has been built for that regard, we would make some changes on it, and then we'll be up and running in that regard. So we'll just quickly talk about it once again. Club EFI, the name EFI came from what we do. We don't do anything outside these three things. E stands for entrepreneurship, F stands for financial literacy, and I stands for investment opportunities. So everything that we do in the club revolves around these three things. And we are on our website, so on social media handle, which is at Club EFI on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And then our website is www.clubefi.com. So in terms of entrepreneurship, these are the six things that we do. We help, build businesses. We consult for so many organizations. If you go to the website, you see the organizations that we consult for, right? We equip people with soft and hard skills training, okay, through those two things that you see just below it. We also have mentorship sessions. So we have some of our patrons. I'm glad to also let you know that one of our patrons is here in the meeting. Thank you so much for joining once again, PF. And yes, we do a meet and greet session every month. And this is one of those meet and greets where we also talk about the new things that we are planning. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur in the club and you need funding, please reach out to us. We will always share with you this information. We actually have a community of entrepreneurs. And as much as every week, we share with them information around grants and business funding. We don't do loans. We don't advertise loans. However, there are some people that can, say, okay, I want a loan, and then we're able to arrange something for them. But as much as possible, what we share with everyone is business grants and funding for your business. Some are pitch competitions. You've got to go for those pitch competitions. Some are in partnership with the NGOs that we are in partnership with. Some are from angel investors. Then we have some that are more like tech startup investments, right? Then lastly, we help you to scale on your business. A lot of entrepreneurs are working in their business rather than on their business. You need to move away from the operational to the strategic if you are an entrepreneur that want to scale your business. In terms of financial literacy, what do? We do these four things: helping you break out from the limits of paycheck. Number two, equipping you with, the right skill, the right knowledge you need in terms of money, managing your money, borrowing, saving, investing, and all of that, right? We do all of these things for you. Of course, building a financially resilient business as well is also very critical. And lastly, but not the least, is helping you build a financially stable life. Hi, Ba. Thank you for joining. Thank you. That's my friend from Israel. Thank you so much. I just waved back to you on Instagram. All right. And then build a financially stable life. I tell every employee that cares to listen, you will leave that job one day. It doesn't matter how long you stay in the job. One day they're going to tell you to pack your bags and go. Either as, as someone who has used all his productive years, they're going to tell you, oh, thank you for spending all your life with us. Now is the time to go and retire. If you are not asked to retire, they can ask you to resign. If they don't tell you to resign, they can dismiss you. And you know one thing, you don't have to commit a crime before you can be dismissed from your place of work. So if you're an employee, always think about these things. It is not a matter of if, It's a matter of when. They will eventually tell you you need to leave the job, either by retirement or by resignation or by an outright dismissal. It will always happen to every employee. And for entrepreneurs, of course, you've got to build a financially resilient business. Let's say you've got your office where you do your trade and your wares in a part of the city, and tomorrow the government just wakes up and says, hey, sorry, we need to put a road, and that road has to go through the building. So that building has to go off. What are you going to do? Right? What plan do you have to ensure stability, to ensure resilience? These are the things that we also talk about in our financial club. Moving ahead into investments, what do we do in investments? We invest as individuals or as a group. Why? Because when we invest as a group, we are able to negotiate for higher return on investments. Yes, it's good that you can do your investments directly, but it is also good when you collaborate with others so that you can go far in terms of your mileage. They say that if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, we go with people. So we have partnered with so many trusted organizations that are into investments, regulated, registered. We understand their model. And when we invest as a group. And then we negotiate for a higher return on investment for our own members, which is exclusive to our own members. I mean, members of the club here can attest to that fact. Secondly, we advise you on credible investment opportunities. Of course, it's an advice. You can choose to accept our advice. You can choose not to accept our advice. It is your decision. Nobody is going to force you to accept our advice. We just tell you, hi, this investment is high risk, or it is medium risk, or it is or it is low risk. And depending on your investment profile or investment thesis, you are going to choose to invest or not. All right. The next one is a privilege investment. These ones, we don't open it to the general public. In the club, we only open it to some specific people because of their membership, because of their commitment, and of course, because they are in that inner circle. Lastly, we are not into money doubling. We are not into multi-level marketing. We don't sell products to you. We don't have, anything that we tell you, go and start selling, go and buy. We go and bring two people, let your two people bring another two people. We are not into any form of pyramid. Please don't get it twisted. We are not in any form of pyramid scheme. We give you no products to sell. We do not ask you to buy anything. We are only an investment business or an investment club. Let me put it that way. We're in the business of investment. All right. We're also not into get rich quick. So please, if you have any thoughts or anybody has told you anything about the club and you think it's a place where you're going to get rich quick, I'm sorry to burst a bubble. That is not what we do, and this is not a club for you. Lastly, we do not collect your money. If you want to invest, you invest where we are investing, which of course you will see that we're also investing in those places, but we do not collect your money. The decision and the responsibility to invest or not to invest is 100% yours. Please, we do not collect your money. We are not regulated to collect your money. We do not have rights to collect your money. If you want to invest, you invest with us. If you don't want to invest, you don't invest with us. It is your decision. This has been what we've done for so many years. And that's why you never see any negative media about Club EFI. What are the things you stand to gain in the interest of time? Number one is that we emphasize in the investment itself. All right. So for those on Instagram Live, sorry, I can't share my screen, but I'll be more than happy to, share the YouTube link with you, and then you can go and check out this slide on YouTube once we are done with today's meeting. Number two is that we have what we call the Club EFI Agro. I'm going to talk about that in our next slide. Number three is that we're in partnership with, syndicates where we invest in tech startups. And as you can see, we've invested in over 15 different tech startups. Next one is Euro bonds, right? We are in partnership with a bank and we do Euro bonds. That's a, foreign currency investments. The next one is, of course, in the US, we in collaboration with other people. Remember, I said we do this in collaboration with trusted, regulated, registered entities. Not just somebody who woke up yesterday and is saying, come and invest in my business. And we have properties in the US. We have tenants in the US and they are paying us salary, sorry, paying us, I say salary. They are paying us rental income on a monthly basis. So we earn in USD every month. Of course, we also have got the one in Nigeria where we earn every month also in Naira. So we earn monthly in Naira and we also earn monthly in USD. Sorry, I've got to mute a few people here whose voice is interfering with our meeting. Moving ahead, we're also in partnership with a brokerage where we do stocks investments, and we have a personal relationship and a personal subscription with Motley Fool. Motley Fool, you can Google them. They are the world's best stock advisors. So if you're a lover of stocks, you want to invest in stocks, of course, by being a member of the club, we can guide you. We can tell you that these are the stocks you should buy. These are the ones you should hold. These are the ones you should sell. Again, the decision to buy, to sell, or to hold is 100% your own. We don't collect your monies from you. We only give you the guidance. And it is now your own decision to accept our guidance or not. After all, we are not your financial advisor. All right. Then we've also got the agro real estate, which is a transgenerational investment model. This is an investment that outlasts you. I mean, it's an investment you can use for your retirement, for your pensions replacement, for your children and children's children, right? And we've got hectares upon hectares of agro real estate. It's an infusion of land banking and agriculture. Your land is appreciating into the future while you're also earning on the produce on your land without you moving a muscle or even going to the farmland. Of course, if you want to visit your farmland, you're more than welcome to visit your farmland. After all, it is your own, right? Moving ahead, we also got the bespoke investments. We just closed another round of 50 million private placements on bespoke investments. This one, we are very selective of it, 10 million naira and above. And then we have some very closed door meetings about this, right? Moving ahead, we also have some customized investments, things like estate development partnerships. Some people bring some very fantastic business models to us. We look at everything, we analyze the risks, we analyze the returns, we understand the model. I mean, these ones are one-off and they come now and again, and we're able to say, okay, we can invest with you. And, we call out those who want to invest. We do some due diligence, we have those conversations, and then we invest as well. All right. Moving ahead. So let's talk about the lost model, right? Again, this shouldn't have been what we'll be talking about today. It was about, monetizing your intellectual property. And a lot of people don't even know the intellectual property they've got. They think it's just maybe writing a book and monetizing or getting royalties from the music that you release or whatever. No, there's more to it. But again, um, our, so our guest speaker who should have taken today, I've already given the reason why he's unable to make it today. It's on the WhatsApp group. We're going to retain that WhatsApp group again till next month, and we're going to move our guest speaker of next month, which is online banker, to the following month, okay? So that we can still have that session. He's going to say apologize to us on the call, but again, let's not flog this matter too much. Now, what is the lost model about wealth? The lost model of wealth. The lost model of wealth. I'm going to share with you actually five. I wrote four initially, but then I added an additional one. Actually, there are 10. All right, but I said I'm going to just talk a bit on the club, and then we're going to talk about the lost model. So it's actually five, not four. My apologies for that. Okay. The lost model of wealth is about the five, not four again, five lessons people learn too late in life to become wealthy. They learn it too late in life to become wealthy. Lesson number one, starting early is your greatest financial advantage. See, people tell me, but I don't earn enough. How do you expect me to invest? I don't earn enough. How do you expect me to make money? The truth is this, nobody actually earns enough. We're all still looking for money. We are all still working for money. We are all still oiling our systems that gives us money. We are all still, turning over our returns and capital to improve our money. We are all still diversifying. We're all still doing all of these things. And that's the truth. We are all still doing this. Investing, again, we have said it for the opt-in time in the club. It's not about how much you have. It is about the discipline to maintain a minimum amount of money to invest periodically without fail. So if you earn on a weekly basis, you have to invest on a weekly basis. If you earn on a daily basis, I mean, we've got members in so many countries of the world. I just came in from a West African country 2 days ago, and I got talking with some of our club members over there. And trust me, these guys are doing fantastically well because the currency now is even stronger than the naira, right? And that is actually what it is. So investing early is your greatest asset, is your greatest financial advantage. Don't say, oh, but I don't earn enough. See, if all you can invest is $5 per day, or per week or per month. At the frequency at which you earn, you should also invest. Why? Because when you earn your money, either from a business or from your paid employment as an employee, the first set of things that comes to mind is the bills, right? You want to pay for the communication and airtime. You want to pay for the rent and mortgage. You want to pay for the food and groceries. You want to pay for transportation for the next 23 working days to go to the office. You want to pay for clothes and shoes. You want to give in church, or you want to give alms. You want to, take care of your utilities, like, the cleaning, the energy, the subscriptions, Netflix, DSTV. All of these things are expenses that you cannot avoid. You pay for these things. None of it goes back to your pocket. Right? The food and groceries goes to the supermarket. The communication, airtime, and data goes to the telco company. The rent and mortgage goes to whoever is doing your rent and mortgage, your landlord, your landlady, or the mortgage bank. Um, if you are going to school, maybe you are pursuing your master's, PhD, or whatever, you are sending your kids to school, like I do send my two kids to school. I mean, you are paying school fees, right? It's going to the school, it's not coming to you, right? If you are paying for cleaners and chefs and drivers and nannies and all of those things, the money goes to them, it doesn't come to you. The only thing that you spend money on that goes and comes back is an investment. Okay. So you need to start early. Let me show you a very simple graph on what this means. So you look at this graph, or this table, I beg your pardon, not a graph, it's a table. There are two ladies, the lady on the left-hand side and the lady on the right-hand side. The lady on the left-hand side, I call her lady one, right? The lady on the right-hand side, I call her lady two. You can see lady one started with 12,000. It could be 12,000 pounds, 12,000 naira, 12,000 sefa, 12,000 yen, 12,000 euros, 12,000 Kenya shillings, 12,000 rands, whatever unit you want to give it, feel free to give it your desired unit. Now you can see, sorry, somebody's mic is unmuted. I will need to mute you there, double D. Okay. So you can see, lady one, again, I need to mute you. Thank you. Lady one started with 12,000 naira. Okay, I use naira now. All right, so 12,000 naira or 12,000, whatever. And you can see, every year, all she does is 12,000, right? At the rate of what? 10%. At the rate of 10%. Okay. And then you can see she was consistent with this amount. And then you look at lady two, who says, you know one thing? Year one, I'm not going to invest. Year two, I'm not going to invest. Up to year five, I'm not going to invest. Then all of a sudden, year six, lady two says, yes, I'm going to invest. And I'm going to even double my investments so that I can catch up. But look at the figures at the end of 10 years. Right? At the end of 10 years, the one who has consistently invested even a little amount, because time is the greatest asset of every investor, has been able to realize 210. You can call this 210,000 pounds or $210,000. And then the lady too, who even is investing bigger tickets, but because it is just in 5 years, can only realize $161,000 or 161,000 yen or 161,000 euros. So, lesson one, again, let me just take a step back, is starting early is your greatest financial advantage. Don't say you don't earn enough. Nobody really earns enough. You just need to invest at the frequency at which you earn. And you must make investment a bill. In other words, is something you got to pay, is a debt on you. Okay. Why? Because your financial future will thank you. And the earlier you start, the better it is. Why? Because time is finite. If you lose 10 years of your life, you've lost 10 years of your life. And you cannot gain that 10 years again. All right. Lesson number two, financial literacy is not optional. It is essential. Financial literacy is not optional. It's essential. I was speaking in a conference yesterday, a conference of women, and the first thing I told them is this. If you go to a hospital and then a doctor shows up and says, "Oh, sorry, I'm not a doctor, but I am, sorry, I didn't go to a medical school, but I am a doctor." What are you going to do? You're going to run away. Hi, Mikas, I see you. Thank you for joining. Hi, First Lady 2512. I see you on Instagram Live. Thank you for joining. Now, what are you going to do? You will take your patient or you pick up yourself and run away. Why? Because how on earth will you be a doctor and you did not go to medical school? The same thing goes for law. In the legal industry or the legal framework, you cannot be a lawyer without going to the law school. So if you're going to be wealthy, please tell me, how will you be wealthy when you don't have any bit of financial literacy? See, financial literacy is going to save you a lot of headaches. I give a very simple example. Somebody walks up to you and says, "Come and invest, and I will give you 50% returns in one day or in 1 week or in 1 month." Financial literacy will tell you, okay, hold on. You are telling me you're going to give me 50% in 1 month or in 2 months or even 3 months. In fact, if you're going to even say in 6 months, I'm not doubting you, okay, but my financial literacy is telling me you've got to explain the model for which you can give me 50% in 6 months. Because if you can give me 50% in 6 months, it means you are making more than 50% in 6 months. But the lack of financial literacy is what is making a lot of people fall prey of Ponzi schemes. Yes, we can talk about greed, we can talk about whatever, but financial literacy is not an option. It is very essential to your money. You work so hard for your money. The least your money deserves of you is a basic understanding of where to put that money. Because it's an insult on that money, not just on you. For you to work hard for money and just throw it down the drain because you did not do any form of intelligence, financial intelligence about your money. Understanding money mechanics fundamentally changes how you build wealth. This means mastering budgeting, mastering investing, mastering savings, investment principles, debt management. All of these things are critical to your financial freedom. Most successful men, most successful women discover too late that their high income mask poor financial habits. So you need to start understanding cash flow. You need to understand the progress of investment. You need to understand inflation rates. You need to understand tax strategies. You need to understand investment vehicles. You need to understand how financial advisors behave and how they think. You need to constantly improve your financial knowledge. Very important. But a lot of people learn this too late. Lesson number three, in the interest of time, the health and wealth trap. As you can see on the top right of the screen, you see a toddler, probably a teenager, or yeah, let me just say a teenager, has a lot of time and has no money. but also what has got energy. Sorry, that last part is energy. All right. And then you see the young adults who is working class, has money, has energy, but has no time. And then you see the aged who, over the course of the years has worked, has money, has time, but has no energy. They call this the system of life. But do you know if you can build money making schemes that money is generating for you, do you know you can actually have these three? You have time, you have money, and then you have energy. But you know one thing? A lot of people fall prey. A lot of people fall into this wealth and health trap where they spend their health to look for that money. They get that money after using their health to pursue it, and then they begin to use that money to pursue back their health. See, physical and mental health form the foundation of sustained wealth creation. Poor health can drain both your energy and your bank accounts. Poor health can drain both your energy and your bank account. I was talking with someone yesterday. I said, if you've got 99 problems and you have now got a major health problem, you don't have 99 problems any longer. You have one problem. Guys, please take care of your health. I have started reducing the way I work at night because I'm someone who can work till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Sometimes I even work till daybreak. But you know one thing? I've started reducing it. If I even work into 1 a.m., 2 a.m. these days, I make sure I sleep well into the morning and I still make sure that I sleep during the day so that I can balance my energy levels. Right? Some of us, our energy cycle is in the morning. Some of us, our energy cycle is at night. My own energy cycle is at night. I have lesser distraction. I'm thinking clearly. I'm strategizing better and all of those things. But I am able to balance it very well. Hey, guys, please take care of your health. Go to gym, do exercises, take long walks, eat proper food. You don't need to eat expensive, right? You just need to eat well. These days, I'm now very heavy on smoothie. I blend my watermelon with my pineapple and apple. I blend it. I am very big on smoothie. There's hardly any time you come to my house, you don't even get smoothie. And you know one thing? I have put a stop to carbonated drinks. Okay? I put a stop to it. Now, why am I doing all of these things? Because this body, I need it for a long time. Okay. See, if you ever happen to experience, because I just had this experience earlier this year, where health is a major crisis, especially for a family member. Like I said, I had the experience this year. I lost a family member. It was a drain in the pockets. It was a drain in the pockets, heavy drain in the pockets, right? I was watching something. I don't want to flog this matter too much. I'll move to the next slide very soon, but I want to mention this. I was watching a video, I don't know, maybe Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or something, but I was watching a video on one of these social media platforms. They said the kidney purifies the blood, I think maybe 37 times a day or something. I stand to be corrected, okay? Maybe 37 times a day. And if the kidneys pack up and the person happens to use dialysis, they said the person has to do like 4 dialysis every week. So imagine 4 dialysis every week, and one dialysis session takes maybe 2 or 3 hours or so. I can't remember the video very well, but I think that's what the video was saying. Meanwhile, the kidney does this purification 37 times or so in a day. You now want to compare it to dialysis. So even if you've got the money, you know, going to the hospital 4 times a week, spending 2 hours or so, or 3 hours for every dialysis session, is not sustainable. I pray that we don't get into such a terminal or such a health crisis. But please, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Okay, let's move on in the interest of time. So again, not just physical health, mental health is also very important. A healthy body and a healthy mind work more efficiently, work more clearly, and perform better in all aspects of life as and money inclusive. All right. Number 4, wealth is freedom, not just money. Wealth is freedom, not just money. See, you can be rich but not wealthy. Rich is I just have the money in my account, but wealthy is I've got the money and I've got time to enjoy my money. We're not going to live on earth for a billion years. We're not going to live on earth for probably more than 100 years or 110. I mean, do people even live up to 110 these days? Right? But you want to enjoy it while you are here on earth. True wealth means having control over your time and having control over your choices. It's about creating systems and investments. It's about creating something that keeps generating money for you, generating passive income, freeing you from the time money trap. You know the time money trap? Until I work, I don't make money. Until I go into the office. Now, again, I'm not trying to sly employees, but hey, being paid 12 times in 365 days is an insult. And having to just say, I must work before I can make money is not sustainable. Why? Because there is no cap to how much you can ever make, either via investment, having business, having royalties, and all of those things. There is no limit. But the truth is, you have a limit in the number of hours in a day, because even the day itself is 24 hours. You cannot have more than 24 hours in a day. So what are we talking about here? Freedom. Freedom to choose how to spend your time. Freedom of choice. You cannot negotiate it. You cannot negotiate it. So focus on building assets that work for you through business, through ownership, through investment, through real estate, through cash flows, through investment portfolios. The goal is not just accumulating money. The goal is building wealth so that your money can free up space for you. A lot of us are tied to jobs that we don't like, but we cannot leave that job because we need the money. Now, if you don't need the money, trust me, you're going to resign tomorrow. And even if it is a business that you run, the same thing applies. You build systems and have employees and put some form of regulatory framework around supervision and all of those things. And then you can be free to do other things that are important to you. Life is not all about work, for heaven's sake. Let's move on. The last lesson. Your net worth grows with your value. And I dropped a few points here. Let me just highlight those 4 things here. Okay. Your net worth does what? Grows with your value. What is the value of the things you know? What is the quality of the people that you know? Aren't you tired of the same set of people that you know? Because hey, they said, if show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. If you have 5 wise friends, you are the 6th wise friend. If you have 5 foolish friends, you are the 6th foolish friend. If you have 5 wealthy guys who are controlling hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds, you are the 6th guy. If you are also, in the category of poor people and you are carrying 5 people around you, you are the 6th person. Why? Because birds of the same feather do what? They flock together. So the question is this: where you are today is a combination of so many things, but predominantly the people you have around you. the people you communicate with the most, the people you bounce financial ideas with, the people that you negotiate business deals with, the people that you invest with, the people you talk money with. That is what? The network you have that determines the net worth that you are. Mr. George, I see you on Instagram Live. Thank you so much for joining. Moving ahead, what are we talking about? You need to improve your problem-solving ability. You know, where I was speaking yesterday, I had 2 engagements yesterday. I was speaking in a place in Surulere, and then I was speaking in a place in, oh, no. This one was in Côte d'Ivoire when I was speaking 2 days ago. And I was telling them, see, if you do not improve your problem-solving skills, you are going to find yourself irrelevant in no distant time. Why? Because wealth is a combination of 3 things. Mr. Timothy, I would need to mute you there. Thank you. Wealth is a combination of 3 things. What you know, what you can do, and who you know. For everything you don't know and you cannot do, you pay people for it. But for everything that you know and you can do, people will pay you for it. The people that you also know are those that will do deals with you. So if you are friends with an Otedola or a Dangote, even if it is something that you cannot offer, but because you are friends with them, they'll consult you first. Do you know how many business deals that people get, even though they have zero idea about that business, but they are giving those businesses? Why? Because of relationship, trust. My question to you is this: when last did you meet a new person? When last? Because every person is a doorway to other people. Every person is a doorway to opportunities. You don't know the people I know. I don't know the people you know. That is why for me, I don't joke with networking. Sometimes I pay to have access to some network. So the marketplace rewards value creation, continuously improving your skills, problem-solving skills, as you can see. The second one says improving your network. The next one says improving your knowledge. And the last one says improving your skills, your knowledge, your problem-solving. It directly impacts on your earning potential. If it is easy to replace you, then you cannot demand a premium, for heaven's sake. But if it is difficult to replace you, come on, you can name your price. So you need to identify high value skills. I mean, was it 2 years ago? We spoke about the 4 tools that makes you money. And when I was talking about one of the skill, one of the 2, which is skill, I said I greatly cherish heavy duty skills. Yes, it's good to have soft skills, communication skills. Please, I am all for it. I support it. Have good communication skills, interrelational skills, have good in emotional quotient, know how to communicate, know how to say hello, hi. Fantastic soft skills. But hey, heavy duty skills, they are very few and far between. And you know one thing, if you know if you know your onions, you will place a premium on your service. You will place a premium on your service. It's easy to replace a driver. I can replace any one of them at any day and nothing will happen. But it's not easy to replace a software developer. It's not easy to replace a neuroscientist or a neurologist. It's not easy to replace a full stack developer. It's not easy to replace a seasoned professional in whatever the person does. But a cleaner, easy to replace. A gateman, easy to replace. So what is the value of the skills that you've got? What is that premium that you have? All right. So lesson 5, your net worth grows with your value, right? So identify high value skills in your industry and become exceptional at them. I know how much I spend on trainings in terms of money and time. In terms of money and time. In terms of money, I know how much I spend in terms of gathering skills, gathering knowledge, in terms of money and time. There's a particular training I was doing. I was paying almost 250 euros every month, and I was doing it for 3 years. 250 euros every month. And I was doing it for 3 years. What are we talking about? Gathering skills, gathering knowledge, improving your problem-solving ability, as you can see on the screen, improving your network. So personal development isn't negotiable. It is not an expense. Any self-investment, any investment in self is not an expenditure, it's an investment. It is an investment, and it has unlimited potential returns because the investment in self is the most secure and the most rewarding. You know one thing, you will earn from it for life. I give an example. Let's say you know how to drive a car. And so long as drivers are in demand, you will keep driving and you keep getting paid a premium because drivers are scarce. That's an example. So what are we talking about? You can earn unlimitedly for the rest of your life based on the skill that you got. And you know one thing, nobody can remove that skill from you. That's why we always say in Club BFI, and I mentioned a few minutes ago, the investment in self is what we emphasize the most. Why? Because nobody can take it away from you. For example, you invest in a skill. Once you know it, you've known it for life. For example, you invest in a certificate, the PhD, MBA, MSc, or even bachelor's degree. It is in your name. It is for you for the rest of life, for the rest of your life. Or you invest in a business that you run and you own. It is yours for the rest of your life, unless you exit the business or you sell up the business or whatever. So there's some of these things that when you invest in yourself, they belong to you, and you can never estimate the returns you will earn for the rest of your life. So the free market and your employer will pay you, especially if you're an employee, based on the size of the problem you can fix. Remember, for everything you don't know and you cannot do, you will pay people. For everything you know and you can do, people will pay you for it. Thank you very much. Are there any questions? I would like to bring it to an end here and appreciate you guys once again. Please, if you have any questions, you are free to unmute your mic. You are free to unmute your mic and ask your question. And you're also free to use the chat box. But trust me, we won't keep you waiting longer than we should. All right. I just got like 10 minutes to go before we, bring this meeting to a close. It's always an hour meeting. We've been doing this for years. For many months across the years. So if you are on the Instagram live, please feel free to use the comments. You can just add a comment and ask a question. If you are on the Zoom, feel free to use the chat box or unmute your mic. I'll just give a few seconds for this. And if there are no questions, we'll just bring the meeting to a close earlier, and I'll be happy to give you back the remaining few minutes before the meeting comes to an end. Any questions, please? Any questions?
Yes, there's a question here.
Okay, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, just to know, I came in, you started when I joined. A friend sent me the link, and I wanted to know what it takes to, is there any, does it take anything to join the investment club?
Oh, okay. This about being a member of the club. Yes, there is a requirement to join the club. I'll be more than happy to drop for you my phone number. It's on WhatsApp, and then I would answer you if you have further questions. But yes, does it cost to join the club? Does it cost an amount, a fee to join the club? Yes, there's a fee to join the club, and I'll give you maybe 3 reasons why we charge a fee. It's not because, if you don't pay, you won't appreciate it. No. Yeah, that can be an example, but that's not even the reason. Number one is because we always pay for people who come to speak in our club, right? Number two, we have subscriptions that we pay for. Even this Zoom is also a subscription license that we pay for. We have some intel we gather. We pay to have access to those intel. I spoke about Motley Fool, for example, for stock investment so that people can be properly guided around investing in stock. We pay for those for that subscription. So for some of these Intel network access to people, we pay them, right? So that's where that's also a reason why we charge a fee to be a member of the club. And lastly, we also hold an annual conference every year, which is free to the members, but a table is ₦1 million for non-members, and we only charge per table. So, of course, it's an annual conference. We do this physically every January. We've been doing this for many years. The one for 2026 is already planned. The awards, the speakers, everything is already planned. In the next few weeks, we'll start rolling out the, media about it. So we need to rent a hall. I mean, the last time we rented a hall for the January conference we did this 2025 was about ₦2.6 million. We have to do feeding for everybody. I mean, drinks, music, all the various vendors that have to make the conference a fantastic conference. Members of the club do not pay for that conference because they're already a member of the club. That's why we also have got to charge, right? So yeah, that's the reason why we charge. And yes, what is the cost? So we have the membership package for individuals, and we have a membership package for corporates. For the corporates, it's $3,000 per year. You can go to our website, you see some of our clients, they are there. Corporates, multinational corporates, I do consultation for. But for individuals, 200,000 naira, very small per year. It's renewable every year. Finally, it's 12 calendar months. So if you start now, it's the next 12 months. We don't admit members all the time. Actually, we admit members twice a year. Yeah, twice a year. August and March. Yeah, so we don't admit members after August. I'm not saying this to put you under pressure. It's already what we've been announcing. So if the person who connected you to join us would have told you this, but yeah, we can always sync up on that. I dropped my phone number. It's on WhatsApp on the chat. I'll be happy to take more questions specifically about the club. Thank you. Any other questions, please, before we bring the meeting to a close? Questions.
All right. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for the presentation. It was quite a wonderful one, very educative, and I'll say productive as well. While one is trying to look at different investments, making money, there are also debts, maybe from left and right, both the big ones and the small ones. So I want to ask, how does one manage debts or debt repayments?
Okay. In terms of debt repayment, it has to be restructured. I always tell people, if you're going to if anyone is ever in a debt, the person has got to talk with somebody else who can help. Why? Because if the person can get himself or herself out of debt, the person will do so. But there's somebody else whose thinking is outside it, that person can assist. How do people get out of debt? We've helped a lot of people do this. I can't even count how many. One, the debt has got to be restructured. Now, the restructuring does not mean, somebody else will take on the debts and the liability passes on to the other person. No, it could be even internally, right? What is causing people to lose money and is like a quagmire. Is it quagmire? No. It's like a quicksand. The more you struggle to get out of it, the more the person sinks inside it. This is going to be a personal conversation. I don't want to give some answers on the call, but two things. the person has got to talk to somebody else, and the person has got to restructure that debt to be able to get out of it. Okay. Any other question before we bring this meeting to a close?
Thank you.
We've got 4 minutes to go. Any other questions? Nobody on Instagram Live? Wow. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, no questions. Thank you very much. So I bring the meeting to a close by my final word, which is thank you for being on the call today. If you are not on this call, I won't be doing anything here. I want to wish you a fantastic new month of September ahead. Thank you so much. And please, please keep investing. Have a wonderful new week ahead and a fantastic month of September. Bye-bye.